Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Ruth Marquise and Emmanuel, your realtor and your future broker. Hey, right, baby? Welcome to the Ruth and Relationship Show. I'm your host. No. Let me do it. Okay. I'm your host, Ruth Marquise, aka your favorite realtor. Don't do that. AKA your favorite credit specialist, AKA your love negotiator. I help men and women relate, get into quality relationships that lead to quality families, that lead to quality legacy, that lead to quality communities, that leave quality legacies. Let's build. Good job, Bobby. I love your heart. Let's build, right? All right. Today's topic is truth and lies in relationships. Truth and lies. Tell them truth and lies. Truth and lies. Yes, and stop lying. To yourself and to others. Oh, good job, big boy. He's really talking. Okay, go watch Akili. Say bye-bye, Emmanuel. Everybody say bye-bye to everybody. Bye-bye. Okay, go. Go ahead. Akili's ready. Go ahead. I have to get the belt. Pop out. Don't come back here. Pop out. All right. Okay, guys, I'm ready. My kids are on vacation. Awkward, but real. Hey. All right, today we're going to get started. I'm going to introduce a new segment. It's called the Petty Award of the Week. And the Petty Award of the Week goes to Emmanuel. Can you stop? All right, Papa. It goes to McDonald's Gate. The baby mama who did not. The baby mama who was upset and was not trying to share her one child the food. Hold on. She said, so what's going on tonight? Hey, Keisha. Truth and lies in relationships, child. So this woman gets the award because her baby father brought food for his child alone. I want you to watch the video, okay? I know y'all seen it before, but a lot of y'all don't. The people that haven't seen it kind of not understanding it. But let me give it to you. And I want to hear your perspective because here at the Ruth and Relationship Show, y'all get to speak your mind. So let's go. You ready? I got to go put a baby in check. Hey. All right. Do you hear Keely rapping in the background? She's killing it. Hey. I'm going to watch Keely. So guys, that if you're watching me on Instagram, go to YouTube. I was never going to do the whole show on YouTube. I was just waiting for him to act up so I can give him the phone and I'm going to take this. So go to YouTube and Ruth Marquise is my YouTube channel, Marquis. If you want to watch the full show, it's going to be there. Okay. So for now, we just starting off on Instagram, but we're going to transfer over to YouTube. We're already on YouTube and Facebook. Okay. All right. Let's see what he got going on. It's like a really small clip too. All right, here we go.
This particular guy who was delivering this food, and he was bringing the food only to his son.
All right, so he wanted to deliver the food just to his son.
Right, and so what happened was she said, listen, why are you not bringing the food for the rest of my kids? Only you bringing the food for my kid. And so he was saying, listen, I'm bringing food for my son. Where are their fathers? And it was a whole big mess. Everybody's talking about it right now. But Adrian Broner, the boxer, also decided to discuss the situation himself. And I want to do this. I want to give him an opportunity to explain where he was coming from, and then I'll come back and talk about it here.
Hey, look, fuck that. I got time today, y'all. I got time today.
Uh-oh.
I got motherfucking time today. Now look, it's a viral video going around.
I don't think it's so much the video, it's so much like everybody reaction to the video that is hilarious.
A girl got mad because a daddy only brought their child.
If the background music too loud, let me know.
Okay. In our reality, I say she's wrong. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah, she's wrong.
that ain't that nigga kids.
Mm-mm.
He ain't no child support for them motherfucking kids. So you can't expect him to go feed your babies. Okay, y'all was together. Okay, yeah, that's different. If y'all was together, yeah, hell yeah, he coming home, laying with them kids every night. Cool. But once y'all break up, that shit is over with. His only responsibility is his kid.
Hey, boo.
Real talk. And that's just what it is. Now look. Now me. Now I got a good heart. I do. So I might just buy everybody something because that's just me. But
Right.
I'm just saying, all men is not required to do that shit.
Not
Right?
required.
And they
Not
ain't wrong that they only bring it. They son something to eat. Shit, you should have had a baby with Tommy, Terry, and Tony. Could have called Tommy, Terry, and Tony. The motherfucking kids, huh? Crazy as hell.
So you heard what he had to say. I want to weigh in on what he had to say because I really honestly believe everything that he's saying, which is don't nobody owe you anything.
I think it's the fact that she thinks that he owes her the money. I mean, not the money, but the food. If she was like, oh, it'd be nice. Oh, man, all the kids can't get none. Like, he doesn't owe you that, though. I think everybody's upset because she felt so entitled that all the kids had to get some. But you see, like, back in the day when it's like, it's a thing like, okay, you bring in what you grew up with. Like, if we, like, in my house, we all had to share whatever it was. You always had to share your food. Now, I used to take this to the extreme. Like, after my little date with my little boyfriend, I used to take the steak and cut it into little pieces. But I never asked him, hey, can you bring my sister something? Matter of fact, he was mad. I should have known then. That was a red flag. How you going to be mad at my leftovers? They can't have my leftovers. So I would be full. And, you know, I always eat my food the next day. So they got my second day, which is, I like it the second day better. But neither here nor there, I split it up because my mom did that with us. But nobody's obligated to feed your kids, ma'am. Y'all wasn't even on a date. Y'all wasn't even, like, on a date would be a no, but it would be even one. Y'all not even together, ma'am. You're not even together. So anyway, I feel like the entitlement part is what's throwing everybody off. Like, why do you feel so entitled? And I know everybody's talking about it, but it's the Petty Awards. So we're going to talk about it.
And he does something for you, that's great. But at the same time, he not paying child support for those kids. The question is, where are those kids' daddies? Now, let me turn it up a notch. In the black community, there are many people wanting black men to step up to the plate to be like that guy is, right? Mentoring kids.
Now they about to make it a stepdaddy
don't belong
thing.
to us.
Who's going left?
Helping out kids that don't belong to us. And demanding that from black men when their own daddies won't do it. Now, it's different.
First of all, they demand it from women too. You know he come with a total package.
You're in a community.
So I think they're taking it. This is another level.
To each other, you help my family, I help yours. But you're a man or a woman, and you come with children that even the mom or the dad won't even help them do nothing. Now you're out there expecting somebody else to do it, and that's the problem. And this is why guys should stay away. And I'm not saying all single moms.
So I'm done with that because you know how they go with that. Stay away from single moms. Stay away from single dads too. Then, if that be the case, then y'all all with kids will be forever forsaken. Okay. Now, what do y'all think about it though? What do y'all think about this? Think he's good? Okay, cool. All right, so he's good. I think it's petty. I think it like wait. Let me. Let me go to my Facebook page. Let me give you my best memes, okay? If you go to my Facebook, my Facebook page is my Facebook profile is public, right? So let's go. So let's see what the Ruth said. What did Ruth say? Oh, child, what did you say, child? What did you say? Hey, Mike. All right. All right, Mike. Okay. All right, what did he say? What she say? What she say? Computer slow. All right. Oh, here we go. So let me get y'all the comments and hold on. All right. So this is where I started it. They were trying to figure out on, you know how Twitter, Black Twitter is, and Black apparently Facebook. Okay. So she said, one person said, well, this is my. She said that's all she had to do. Problem solved. Now, would she be wrong? Do you think it's wrong to cut the little boy burger in 4? Okay, he ain't got nothing to do with the other kids. Cut the burger in 4. Sorry. Y'all all getting awards. I need to order everybody one. Y'all get the petty award for the week. Do y'all think this is right? Hold on. Oh, look, wait. Did y'all count the fries? Wait, I want to see the fries is even. Somebody literally counted the fries. They look very even. All right, that's all she had to do. Problem solve is what y'all said, and these are the best of the memes. So when somebody wrote, Keith wrote, so y'all expect Mariah Carey to buy food for all the Nick kids? Hey, Tasha. If y'all guys, if we get cut off here, go to my YouTube channel, please, Ruth Marquise, and make sure you subscribe while you're there. So then they pull up the set it off meme. Hold up. He says, so your other kid's hungry. And you know what she had to do with him? Put some McDonald's though. Oh God. Somebody said y'all shouldn't even be eating McDonald's. Who told y'all to keep eating McDonald's? I'm done. Oh, that's one. They said, so some of y'all tell y'all kids to eat noodles, not even make the noodles for them. Some of y'all tell y'all kids to eat noodles, meaning oodles of noodles, but eat Mr. and Mrs. Krabs in their face. Now, I heard of this, y'all. I heard of, there's people I knew that they had they had good food. And that's what I always promise myself. I said, if I'm eating good, my kids eating good too. Every time, okay? They're not eating no downgraded whatever. So if I'm somewhere out, they getting their restaurant food. They ain't getting no Wendy's. So, I mean, it is what it is. He says, I heard it was actually a TikTok stunt. I mean, if it was a stunt, why did she come on there and apologize or say, well, it was supposed to be an apology, but then she was like, I said what I said, it is what it is. So if it was a stunt, she gonna play that joint all the way to the ground. She should have said it was a stunt then. Yeah, I thought that was so petty. So guys, do you think, obviously we know, I mean, a lot of women said, yeah, you should take care of all the kids. I think it's because it's food, right? I think it's because it's food. In the Black culture, it's a thing called don't eat no food in front of nobody you don't want to share it with. So for that reason, I give him a petty little. He don't get an award. He get a petty certificate, right? Because I feel like he should have took the baby in the car. Like, you got to handle situations a certain kind of way. You can't just stop by somebody's house and be like, here's food for one person. Take him in the car, let him eat his food, and he go back with his belly full. And the kids would just smell on his breath but never see it. You understand? Or take his food as a mom and put them in the room and let the kids eat something else. It's okay. Somebody she said, what did she do with all the food stamps for the kids? How you know she get food stamps? But that's fact. Where your food stamp money at, ma'am? Oh man, I remember those days. So where we at? This the one takes the cake though. The one that takes the cake, and I might see one more better. This the one that takes the cake, okay? And we done with the petty awards. This one right here, a picture of Derek Jackson. They are bent on dragging this man in the mud. Wait, I said, and the winner is It said a real man don't bring McDonald's for only his kid. He brings groceries for all her kids and her new man. Why they had to add the new man? Yo, a real man. Y'all killed me with that one. So, oh my gosh. So here we go. We got some feedback. We got some feedback. Oh man. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody say amen, amen, amen. Oh, she said that would be mine. She said my man buys for all. I don't have kids by him, and my kids' fathers buy for the whole house, not just his kids. Oh wow. Okay, that's what's this is noble. This is very noble, but you can't. I think the problem is when she had an attitude. I think she kind of threw the drink or whatever. That's where the problem was. That's when she lost all of us. That right is right and wrong is wrong. Whatever he does, be happy that he even does it for one kid or all kids. And I think the background story to it is the fact that she they used to be together and he used to buy for everybody. So now Ronnie says McDonald's doesn't accept food stamps. So wait, I said that, Ronnie, and they were like, they better cash them in, cash them food stamps in. It's so many ways around it. I'd be like, yo, if you're gonna McDonald's, like let me know so I can cash up you the money, get everybody something, so nobody feel left out. But it's also a thing called if somebody got something going on in their house, like how people are in their house, you have to kind of respect that house as well. Like don't create a problem pretty much in somebody else's house. So that's another thing that needs to be considered. And all these grocery bags, it was just a lot of food for me. It was just a lot. It was just look. He had like 16 bags in his hand. It wasn't even like I brought you a bag of groceries. He brought the whole aisle of groceries. That's why y'all had me rolling all week. Oh man, that was the best part of this week. He said, Tanya said, don't you dare do that, sir. Oh man. She said, what is the real woman doing with the food stamps that she stated that she's receiving for those kids? Oh, you better make your kids some food. I said, feed your kids, lady. He said, I heard the whole thing was a skit of sorts saying if you go up on her page, you see the two of them are together and only have one child together. Y'all wrong, but y'all, it was a good point. If it's a skit, they right. All right, fine. I believe you now. If you said you went on their page, the premise is I was coming from, provided it was a skit, regardless of the food stamp question. Why, pray tell, she couldn't take her own food stamp money and went food shopping in her household, naming her kids. She's a custodial parent. All these kids, regardless of what their last kids' dad didn't do or didn't do, her responsibility to maintain, sustain her household, not rely on the last kid's child to feed all her other kids. Oh, wow. He said, take your food stamps to the supermarket and use them accordingly and learn to cook and stretch a meal. Oh, you think the mama should have ate the meal and gave the kids some hot food? I'm joking. Because McDonald's honestly will be once in a blue moon, ever so often situation, not all the time. So she made it come across. He's not obligated unless married to her. For those other kids, would have been nice to do for others as he differs on soon. Absolutely. Not the way McDonald's is priced. Now the way McDonald's is priced, it's like $7 a meal for the cheap meal. The cheap meal used to be $4. Everything double. It's crazy. But no, he's not in no way obligated to do for other children. And that same energy she using to press the last kids, why she ain't using that same energy for the other 3 kids that I don't know, girlfriends seems twisted, but stated earlier, this whole thing might be a skit. Oh, he said cashing them in. Now, hold on. Here's another point of view, and I'm gonna move on. He says, it's a nice gesture, the whole bag thing. Daniel says it's a nice gesture, but some women need to understand that men are not obligated to take care of anyone else's children. Besides, men also need to be careful too. In some states, if the mother reports to the court been taking care of the needs of their child, the man can be legally responsible to support that child. I don't think that's right. Same scenario when a man signs a birth certificate of a child when later the paternity test proves that he's not the father, the state won't overturn it. That's bull crap. That's not his kid. You should not hold him liable. Cut that out. From a personal standpoint, I hate to see kids abandoned by fathers, and it's heartbreaking. In addition, to see the children are seeing their siblings being treated better than them is not good at all. We have to uproot that curse of our community and be mature as parents. I like that part where it's a curse. And that's why I said we should go back to actually having families instead of this one, this baby dad, that one. Nah, we should go back to have families. Yeah, people were upset about it. And he said, I don't think it's wrong if you do it every now and again as a treat. Every now and again. But the skit or the whatever happened was like, and even if it's a skit, y'all got to know. You have got to know that somebody in the hood somewhere is doing this. Y'all know they are. All right. Jermaine, hey Jermaine, he spoiled her and she started to feel obligated even though they're not together anymore. Yep. And if she would have asked nicely, then maybe he would have. Exactly. That's why I said so many other ways to handle it. And I think everybody was outraged because I think it was like her smacking a drink out of his hand or whatever. Just embarrassing to me. That's crazy. Absolutely nuts. So yeah, they get the petty award of the week, whether it was a skit or not. Y'all know somebody somewhere was doing that. Tell me you don't know somebody that ain't like that. All right. So now for the good part to me, and let's talk about our topic for the evening. All righty. So today we're going to talk about truth and lies. Truth and lies. How much of the time, I'm going to ask y'all a question. What is the percentage of time that you tell the truth? Is it 86%, 99.9%, 100%, 0%? Nothing come out your mouth the truth? How often do you find yourself telling the truth? And it could be to you and to others. I want y'all to really think about it. And if you're scared enough, if you don't want to put it out there, that's fine. But inbox me. I want to know, how much of the time do you tell the truth? Now, they say men will lie to make themselves look bigger than what they are or to make themselves look better. Okay? So this is why it's important, ladies, because sometimes we believe that men are telling us the truth 100% of the time. But if you have to consider, if this thing, whatever he said, makes him look good. Have you ever been considering a relationship and you think back to, well, why did he say this? And why did he say that? And that was a lie. And that was a lie. The reason why you will see that he was lying about certain things, trying to brush up the resume, is because he wanted to seem like a catch. He wanted to seem more important. Men, is this true? Do y'all really do this? Have you ever done it in the past? Or do you know of men that do this? They will, everything good. In the beginning, they will act like they are the king of Zumunda, okay? One guy said, it was facts though. He's like, I sit with African kings. You lying. I saw the proof of it. But they're gonna tell you all of this stuff in the beginning to make themselves look good, right? Is that true? Can y'all hear okay? Or is it background noise? Can you guys hear okay? Or is a lot of background noise? We're talking about the truth and the lies, okay? Truth and the lies. And a lot of times, the reason why we can't get the congruency in relationships and the people that we want to match up with is because we're not being truthful. A lot of times we're not being truthful to ourselves. The one thing I learned about the men, is that they tell lies to make themselves look better than what it really is. And women, we tell lies to make people feel better about themselves. I don't want to put nobody out there, but listen. There was this bikini picture, and they was like, well, it was in a group. The lady put her picture on, and they're like, oh, it's the confidence for me. She looks horrible in the base. She looks horrible. It was one of those I put a thong on and I have no butt situations. Okay, I don't know if you saw it. All the girls like, yes, confidence, do it, sis. And then they go right. She has a lot of confidence. I wish I had all that. I wouldn't do that though. I wouldn't do it myself, but so you think it's okay to tell somebody, yes, do that, queen, but you wouldn't do that yourself. Would that be like a lie? Wouldn't you be a little dishonest? Integrity. Let's look up the word integrity. Because a lot of the times we are looking. Last night, if you saw episode 166, we saw the fact that they said if you want your dream partner, the show was on dream partners. If you want your dream partner, you write a list of everything you want from your dream partner. And then you become those things. Okay? So that's the integrity part. How could you want something that you're not willing to be? Okay. And we always want the thing we don't have. And that's why we're not matching properly. We want the thing that we are missing. But in reality, we should just brush up on those things. Now, integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. Being honest. Okay, let me break down something to you. So, everybody will stick around for the petty stuff, but for the real stuff, I'm going to lose some people. And it's okay, because only the people that's ready for this message are going to get this message. When you are not walking in integrity, you will start to see things start diminishing and going down. But as soon as you start to walk in integrity again, as soon as you start being honest with yourself, as soon as you start being honest with people around you, you will notice that things are going a little more smoothly, okay? Things are going a little bit better. Things are going in the direction that you wanted to go in. Is that not true? Have you ever done something nice for somebody and they never do anything good for you, but you notice that, oh, this thing I've been waiting for over here came true. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? When you start getting real with yourself, when you start aligning and being really doing the things you say you're gonna do, being the place you say you're gonna be at the time you say you're gonna be there, things start to work out for you. Things start to run a little more smoothly. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna check my audio on Facebook because y'all didn't tell me. How do I sound, y'all? Give me 1 second. There we go. I don't hear nothing. No, I hear it. I hear it. Wait, so if I go backwards, hold on. Do y'all hear background singing and stuff like that? Is it bad? You know what? I don't think it's bad. I'm gonna let it go. So when you're not being truthful with yourself, you're never going to attract good people in your life. You're going to attract people that are operating in less integrity as well. You're going to attract what you deserve. So if you're not being real, if you're not understanding who you are first, and if you're not if you know you're supposed to be healing and you're not healed, you're not fooling anybody. You're not. If you know you're supposed to be working on yourself and you haven't done the work, you're going to attract people that need work. If you know you're supposed to be getting fit and you haven't, you're going to attract people that are not fit. So the best thing you can do to position yourself to attract, because I notice I do the shows about relationships, but I don't think a lot of people are in relationships. Is a lot of people in relationships right now? I don't know. I want to poll y'all. Are y'all who's in a relationship? Who actually needs a relationship advice versus dating advice. Because if it's more needed in the dating area, I'll stick there. You know what I mean? So anyway, I think that we have to start working on our integrity. Okay. Now, the stuff she about to say is about to blow. It's gonna blow me away. I know it's gonna blow you away. But a lot of times we are playing ourselves because we're not doing the work. So it gets good. So this was listen up. This is her book, The Way of Integrity.
The Way of Integrity, and best known for being Oprah's lifetime to
She's
women
on
that
Oprah's
had
show.
with incredible. I read this one quote. I was like, there is no other place for us to start this interview but here. So I'm going to read it out, right? I coached wildly different people. Rural South African villagers, erudite New Yorkers, heroin addicts just out of prison, billionaires, celebrities, random strangers I met in line at the DMV, and all these experiences gradually collectively revealed one simple truth. Integrity is the cure for unhappiness, period.
She said integrity is a cure for happiness, period. So then she goes on and explains how whether you have $1 billion or you're homeless, if you don't feel like you're needed, if you're not on purpose, if you're not operating in your purpose, if you're doing something. And I thought about this and I was like, to solve a problem, would you sit there and be in less than integrity? That's like kind of like a girl has to decide, hey, I want to sell my body to fix my problem, or I'm going to be the best version of myself and pay this bill so I can fix my problem. You understand what I'm saying? So in one scenario, why are you doing that? In one scenario, you're operating at your highest self. And in another scenario, you're operating at your lowest self. So when you do take that job that you are overqualified for, it's not matching with who you are. It's like selling yourself short. It's not to the point of you selling your body, but technically, I mean, are we not selling our time to strangers? And now if that job is going to get you exactly where you want to be, it's part of your master plan, fine. But sometimes we're doing things we don't love doing because everybody tells us that that's the right thing to do. Sometimes we haven't considered different alternatives. So I'm going to take it for the housewife and the career woman, and then the woman in between. There's some women, they would love to be a housewife. They would love to be a housewife. But the world is telling them, oh, that's not a real job. That's not really what you want to do. But they haven't even considered it. So my content for housewives is for that woman who is at a job, stressed out, don't like it. Like if you loved your job, you got a problem. You ain't I don't know if you can be a housewife, man. It gives you so much joy. You are fulfilled. Then this housewife is not even a thing. See what I'm saying? But if you were a housewife and you wanted to have a career, that's what's fulfilling for you. It's just all about choice, but y'all are not choosing. Y'all are just doing what people tell you to do versus looking completely at all your options. Somebody was telling me how they were supposed to do something, but they kind of cut the conversation short and they already made a decision. But I have a thing where I have to see all the information before I make the decision to know that I made the best decision possible. And I can see how a lot of people make decisions prematurely because they did not look at all the information. So if you are, I'm just going to be a housewife and stay that way forever and never consider what is your dream career or what do I want to do after I'm done raising these kids, then you don't have all the information and you're not living in your own integrity. And this can be for a man too. There's a man that is a doctor right now who shouldn't be a doctor, who would have been better at their music career. They're not walking in integrity of who they are, who they want to be. If your purpose was to put a smile on people's face, like we're going to be a comedian, but you could still make it big as a comedian. You just ain't going to be a doctor. A lot of people sell out doctor, lawyer, and they're not doing their dream life. But one thing about the pandemic, it allowed people to understand, like, hey, you can switch it up anytime you want to. We're in the great shift. where the what's it, the great walk away or the great turning down or whatever, where people are turning down what they used to do and they've started new careers. Of the great resign, right? The great resignation, right? All right, so now we're gonna use this phone. And because they're not in integrity with what feels good to them, or it's not even about the selfishness of it. It's about, what is your soul telling you to do? What does your soul tell you to do? And this is how I know she's right. And even, I know she only said one line, but this is where I had to really lean on God. And I told y'all before, I got back into real estate over a dream. I had a dream that this old lady, I was in Virginia, I was looking at homes and stuff like that, and I had moved back to PA, and then the lady was like, "You still have a house in Virginia?" And then I was like, okay, what does that mean? Should I go to real estate office? And then something else pushed me, and like, okay, no, maybe you don't want to do real estate, but maybe you want to work at the office or whatever. And then I was like, you know what? This is coming together. I'm gonna do real estate, and it's been a great journey ever since. But it was the thing that I thought I was gonna fail at again. But my heart, just when I saw people's listing signs, agents will tell you, you just see somebody head face on the listing sign, and you know you never had your shot to go put. I need to go put my face on the listing sign. That's what I need to do. I forgot about that. You know, when you get into it, you get all comfortable, and you're like, I don't need to do that no more, right? It's not important. But I was like, this is not dying in me. This is something that shakes me, and it's telling my spirit, my soul is telling me something. And that's why I said, I think one of those videos y'all got me to tear up. Y'all did it. I blame y'all. Right. And I was like, if it wasn't for real estate, I wouldn't have been able to see my kids grow up, you know? So I'm grateful that I was able to always pick them up, to stay away from it. I'm grateful that I was always able to be around. You know what I mean? So I didn't like my other options. I didn't like them. But if I didn't go with what my soul was saying, if I didn't go with, like, there was another thing, I wanted to enter the credit business, but I was just like, I mean, I don't want to be responsible for this and that and all that. But my soul was saying, like, you need to help these people. And it's been a joy to see people's score go up, knowing that I did that. And there was a time I couldn't do nothing about it. It's nothing like somebody really want their dream and you can't help them. And you're just like, come back when you figure it out. You know what I mean? So now, without a shadow of a doubt, I know I can help them. So it's so important to listen to what you like. I feel like God is putting it inside of you, and you have to listen to that voice. And when you listen to the voice that tells you something, I remember there was a voice that told me that this person was only in it for that, you know, just they were just not serious. And you refuse to hear that voice. Women, tell me y'all don't hear y'all intuition telling you when somebody's not going to be serious with you. Tell me y'all don't hear that. Y'all don't know that. Y'all don't. But then you just like, but dang, it just seemed like a good package, a good deal. It just seemed like I could work with this. I could make it into something. And it's like, when you finally wake up, you're like, you know what? I knew it. Something told me. I said, one day I'm going to actually listen to that damn voice. I am. I think I'm ready to listen to that voice. But let's move on.
That's a big statement, girl. So I want to let's go deep. And I think we need to start with breaking down what you mean by integrity, because I think that over the years we've kind of convoluted the word.
Yeah, it's become a very prim, virtuous, kind of moralistic word, and that's not how I mean it at all. It comes from the Latin integer, which means whole or intact, like a whole number. And so being in integrity simply means that you are wholly yourself and that all aspects of yourself are harmoniously aligned. So, for example, when an airplane is in structural integrity, it can fly, it can do this magical thing. But if it falls out of integrity with itself, then it may not take off, it may not be steerable, it may crash. And the same thing is true of our lives. When we're not all interconnected as a whole being, we fall apart. and we crashed.
Okay, so take that.
So when we're not whole, we fall apart and we crash. When we're not whole, we don't attract whole people. I want y'all to take a little bit of time and really think about that.
Down now to what does life look like when you are out of integrity? What are the signs so that we can start breaking it down and then addressing how we deal with those signs?
Yeah.
So this is actually dealing with the lies that you tell yourself. You tell yourself that you're okay, that you don't need help, that your childhood was just fine, that nothing your ex does bothers you. Like it doesn't, you have no residue. You are lying to yourself, and that's why you can't seem to get all of it aligned together. Because once you're whole, then because do you notice that if you are hurting, then something in your career is hurting, something in your relationship is hurting. But when you are whole, then your career can become whole. And the things that you don't like to do, thank you for the likes. And the things you don't like to do, you begin to do. The things and that makes your career better. And the things in relationships, even you have grown and you did all the hard, ugly, crazy stuff in your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship that you can have. I'm going to say it again. The relationship that you have for yourself. This is not just for women and men. The relationship that you have with yourself is the most important relationship that you can have. So when you are down on yourself, you're critical with yourself, you're cussing yourself out, you're telling yourself you ain't nothing, there's a problem. You're too hard on yourself, and then you'll be too hard on everyone around you, and you'll be so critical and judgmental. And if you are like that with other people, know that you are like that with yourself. So when you heal yourself, you are not going to be like that for other people. If there's people that are nice, I was watching this video and she's talking about being submissive and all that, and she likes to heal people. I mean, I definitely understand where she's coming from, because I can be like that, where it's like you anticipate your partner's moves and you're there for them, and you're loving and you're nurturing. There's a person that I was with that person, and I know that person had lost a child, and one day I prayed for him while he was sleeping, and he was like this, and once I said what I said, I was like, I rebuked that spirit of suicide. He just moved like that. If you know your spiritual stuff, now if somebody have a spirit on them, it just get up, like they shake and it goes, right? He wakes up and he says, "What you do that for?" I'm just praying, like I just felt like saying it, and this is what happens. And I'm like, he was going through a very dark time, and knowing that my children were helping him to get through whatever he was going through, so he got to get the sense of being around kids again. You know what I mean? So sometimes we are nurturing to other people. And sometimes I can see how you can, if whatever you do for others, you should be able to do that for yourself. Do you nurture yourself? Are you there for yourself? Are you healing yourself? Are you making room for you to be like, listen, like today I need a rest. I was like, forget it. I need rest. I'm going to get me some rest, right? And I got all the rest I wanted. So the bed said, because when I can't sleep that long, the bed be like, ma'am, I don't know what to tell you, but you got to get up. It'd be 4:00 in the morning. If I got my X amount of hours of sleep, I got to get up. But giving yourself what you need is the way to give yourself everything you're supposed to have, to attract the money that you're supposed to have, to attract the love you're supposed to have. It starts with loving yourself. That's why the Bible says, if you love your neighbor as yourself, you know what I mean? That's the whole thing. Love your neighbor as yourself. But what if you don't love yourself? Then you're going to treat your neighbor like crap. But if you can learn to love yourself and you can learn to love your neighbor, and then God blesses you for doing those things, that's how people know you are saved and a Christian, is because you are treating your neighbors well. Because you treat other people well. That's how, and this girl is getting all this flack for being submissive and helping her man and treating her man and saying that treating her man good is a flex. I'm with you, sis. I'm with you, but the person has to be worthy of it. And that's why you can't deal with people with low self-esteem. If they have low self-esteem, then it's going to trickle down on you because they're going to mistreat you. They're going to be like, why would she treat me so well and I don't even believe in myself or I don't even love myself? Don't she see I'm not worth it? Now, all the love that you're pouring is going in one way and it's a hole at the bottom of the cup. It's going to, all the stuff that you're doing for him is going to leave. It's not going to be valuable to him because he can't receive it because he's not whole. But a whole man is going to be like, wow, I can take it, I can appreciate it, and I can pour right back into you. So that's why we need to be whole, because whole without is no holes in the cup. But not being whole is having a bunch of holes in your cup, and you just keep, whoever pours into you, it comes right on out. You don't believe it. Somebody tell you look beautiful. Somebody tell you look handsome. You don't take. It's a lot of men that can't take compliments. I can't hear y'all. Talk to me. It's a lot of men that don't take compliments well. How you don't take that compliment? You should believe that you are that attractive. You should believe that you are valuable. You should believe it. I should be just the second. I should be a reinforcement. You should have already told yourself. Women, we get it good because we'll get the validation outside, but we won't give it to ourselves. That's the bad part. We won't love on ourselves. And everything that they say is like, yeah, I know. In your mind, you ain't got to tell them that. You know what I mean? I had this one cocky ex. He was like, you look good. And I know. You don't got to tell me. I know. I was like, okay, I won't tell you no more then. I was like, damn, you cocky. But he's like, you got to say, I know. Because when he broke it down, he's like, if you don't tell yourself, I know, then that means that what they said, you need what they said. But if I already told myself, or I know I look good, then whatever you say is just cherry on top. I already told myself. You see what I'm saying? It's not to be in a cocky way, even though it's funny. And he was cocky. But I took it in a good way to be like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to tell myself, girl, you look good, girl. A lot of times women will be like, oh, honey, I don't look good today. You didn't say anything. You didn't say anything about my hair. You didn't tell yourself like, yeah. That's why sometimes y'all might catch me doing y'all might catch me doing this on the show. I'm like, okay, you looking fine today. Yeah. You got to tell yourself you look good. If you waiting for them to beep at you, honk at you, they will do it. But it don't mean nothing. It can't mean nothing. If it means something, then something is going on with you. All right. And guys don't get no hug. Yo, we should have, that would be so funny. Would it not be funny if we had a day where all the women would just like hackle the men? We would just like, hey, look at you. Like every guy, we just go around harassing men all day. That would be great. We're gonna have harassment day. They're gonna feel good about it. They get one day where all you do is compliment the men. Men, would y'all like that? Is that something y'all be interested in? If we had to organize and make this happen, because men don't get compliments, and I feel bad for them. We want to say, hey, you look good, but they'll turn around, and no matter who it is, right? They'll turn around and be like, well, hey, can I get your number then? Like, can we go out tonight? Like, they just think pounds, and I'm just like, nah, sorry. That's why I ain't say nothing.
Looks like most of our lives, frankly, because from the moment we are born, we're born with what I call our true nature. So we are born whole and intact. But as we grow, we encounter culture. So nature versus culture. Culture just means social pressure from any person or groups of people at all, right? Social pressure. From the very beginning, before we can even
that. Another definition for culture is social pressure. It's always the culture telling you, hey, you should wear this. Hey, you should be a little sexier. Hey, you should give it up more. Hey, you should do this. Hey, you shouldn't do that. Hey, you got too much showing. Hey, like it'll be two different things. You're like, what do I believe? But the majority is telling us, don't be in integrity and forget about your morals. That's what culture tells us now. We don't have morals. There's no such thing as right or wrong. Whatever feels good to you. Whatever is right in your own eyes. That's in the Bible 10,000 times, right? Men will do whatever is right in their own eyes. You got to know that ain't right, sir. That's why people getting 40 years for jail, because they doing whatever's right in their own eyes. I ain't saying that.
Pressures on us to act the way people want us to be, even if we have to abandon our truth or like act happier than we are. So by the time we can speak our first words, most of us have
act happier than we are. A lot of times we fall into that trap of you got to act happier than we are. You're not in a real scenario. If you always got to fake like you're happier than you are, like there's a business thing that we do when realtors meet each other. Hey, how's business? Right? But I'm always going to be like, it's great. I could have nothing going on. It's always going to be great. Why would I sit there and say, well, you know, the market's bad, it's like somebody asks how are you doing? And you say, I'm fine. That ain't the truth. That's another lie. These are the lies I'm talking about. The lies when you say I'm fine. Somebody told me, like, I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And it's like, no, you're not. You're not really okay. Don't say you're fine when you're not. And that was like a light bulb moment. Like, wait, I say I'm fine and I'm not fine. You know what I mean? So now when we're faking the funk a lot, you start to lose integrity with yourself. You see what I'm saying? It's like if you're really not feeling up to it, then stay away from people that want you to fake like you good. Stay away from them. If you really don't want to know how I'm doing, don't ask me. Don't ask. Don't ask. Somebody asked me how I was feeling one day. I was like, you want to ask me in another couple hours. Right now is not a good time to ask. Right? So we have to be in integrity with ourselves. She said that when you're not telling the truth, okay, she went on a year. I'm going to fast forward it for you. When you're not telling yourself the truth, you're making your body sick. She said you're making your body sick when you lie. Your body feels it. You make your body sick. You're just going to have to get her book. You make your body sick. And she used to be, I think one of the hosts was a housewife. And she didn't want to be one anymore. And she's like, listen, I love you to death, but I don't want to cook for you. I don't want to clean for you no more. And she started to operate in what she wanted to do. And her husband had to mourn having somebody there for her all the time and him all the time. And he's like, what kind of husband would I be if this thing makes you so happy and I won't let you do it? Because it would be selfish of me to continue, for it to be like this. So, I mean, it was 8 years. So, I mean, your kids get older. You know what I mean? So now it's a mundane, like, I know exactly. As much as I say being a housewife is great, let me tell you something. It ain't all that cracked up to be when you know you got things to do. Now, you could be at home and you can work from home because just like men get a lot of value out of they feel important when they're doing something and it's productive. I feel important too when it's productive as well. Is it just me? Let me see. Am I getting my comments? Is it just me? We all want to feel important and productive. But I would highly suggest if you don't have that kind of job or career yet, then go back home and figure that out for yourself. You can take some years to figure out your purpose. Baby, I was a housewife. And when I popped out, I had my plans ready, all the stuff I wanted to do. So there's no like people that have like career training. I said, ma'am, I don't need no career training. Okay. I got 5 careers to choose from. I just got to choose what direction I want to go in every single time. But that time gave me time to understand what exactly I was going after, what my purpose was going to be, how I was being a housewife helped me narrow down what I wanted to do in my career versus jumping right in the workforce, trying to do this, trying to do that, hustle, run. And then boom, you 30, you have no kids, you have no prospective husband. You know what I mean? So it's like putting that last piece together. There's no time limit on the career. You can have a career at 75. But for the children part, you got to get that done early. So that's why I'm encouraging women to listen, whatever society is telling you, you need to decide for yourself what's the right plan for you. But being in integrity, meaning you are doing what's good for me right now. What is good for me to do? Not what feels good. I'm not saying be selfish, okay? There is something called selfishness in our society where it's always like, what feels good to me right now is what I'm going to do. No, she's saying what is good. In this moment, she said there was a story where she said that she was about to she had this terminal illness, not terminal, but a long-term illness that was very few people get it. And the only, she would feel stress. She had to lay down, but she's like, what do you want me to do? Raise my kids on the king size bed? So the she would just be laying down, and that would make her even sicker. See, this is different when it's your health on the line. So after she realized she was becoming sicker, she went to talk to somebody, and they were like, listen, what would you rather do? She said, I'd rather be somewhere skiing or something, or taking a hike. Is what she said. She said, I'd rather be taking a hike. They said, go do what you love doing. And when you are not, when that becomes too much, then you stop and you rest and you go back into bed and you go. And when okay, so she's like, if you rather be skiing and you're in the bed, then being in the bed is stressful. But if you rather be in the bed and you're skiing, then skiing is stressful. So you're kind of going back and forth on what you want to do. If I get too tired, if I want, that's the same thing with working out on your own. That's why I like working out on my own. Now, if you got a trainer, they're gonna push you past whatever. You might get to your goal, but you're gonna be pissed on the way there, right? But when you're working out on your own and you feel like you need, some days when you really are at your okay, no workout and then some kind of workout, you're just trying to get here, there's a little workout versus hardcore up here, and you're just trying to do it right here. You rest when you can rest, and you go hard when you're going hard. Does that make sense? So it's important that you do what not feels good, but what is good for you in the moment. And you're listening to your soul like it's a GPS. And you're going to find happiness in that moment versus doing what everybody else tells you to do. This lady went and said she was, violated sexually by somebody in a church, okay, in that religion. And, people shunned her. She lost her husband. She lost everything. And that was the thing that she had to do. Her purpose told her that she needed to do that. And she needed to help people in that scenario. She was getting all kinds of death threats. They went and killed her plant. Stupid stuff, right? Death threats. Y'all, what? Okay. I think it was a Catholic church. But anyway, she risked the life she had for her life that she feels comfortable, passionate, at her highest, best use. A lot of men are not going to like this, but the guys that want to sit your wife down and she don't want to sit down, she may have a higher calling on her life. And she may have things that God wants her to do. If you become that man that says, I don't want you doing anything but serving me, then you would be keeping her from her purpose. And that is not, some women are not just called to be wives. They're called to be leaders in other areas in life. But in the household, she'll still be your wife. In the household, she'll still play number two. But you just got to understand, out there, she's supposed to be a beast. And it's okay. Let her do that. You'll be super proud of her. And you'll be proud of yourself for allowing her to be her. The problem that I can see is when women are just, I'm all beast and no beauty, right? I'm all beast and no softness to me. You know what I mean? Now we got a problem. Now when you home, you want to tell everybody where they can go, right? You got to learn how to bring it back down when you're home, and play that role at home and play that other role out there. A lot of us we just want some control, and we want some kind of power. We want some kind of getting the results, and we want that fun. And yeah, I'm going to get that deal. And look, I got that celebration too. And I got stuff going on. It's going on. Right? So sometimes I quote Big Sean. So it has nothing to do with the household. We just want that feeling. And we don't even want it all the time. Some of y'all greedy though. Some of y'all want it all the time, every time. But we just want that moment. We just want that time. And if you have both in your life, you will have a happy woman. Sometimes we're not happy because we don't get to have both. The nurturing side and our masculine side and our feminine side need to be fed. We different type of women nowadays. So whichever one is the one that you're missing, That is who this video is talking
already
to.
divided from ourselves.
How y'all like it so
We've
far?
abandoned our true nature to fit the culture. And it's a little soul death, but we don't even notice that it's happening. But it goes on and on. Every cultural experience, school, friendships, work,
I'm
when
gonna
you
skip to the
suffer
good part.
more and more and more. The relationship doesn't stay the same suffering, it gets worse. And every single person I've dealt with who
Hold on, let me
to
go
be
back.
more yourself and then see
split the families. So how do you advise people there? Because we just see it so often in relationships.
oh, I know. And I've worked with people who are in terrible relationships, battering relationships who stayed for 10 years, you know? But here's the thing, just to backtrack a tiny bit. When you're not comfortable, but you're not making steps to feel more comfortable, it's like way back to when we said,
Oh, I like what she said. She said, if you are doing a lot of things that you hate doing, she said, take 10 minutes away from the things you hate doing and add 10 minutes to the things you love doing and see how you feel. That's just like when you feel anxious or you feel afraid or you're feeling fear or you're feeling anxious and you learn how to just like calm yourself down. Like, you do little things, get a good smelling candle. Some of you guys like to take warm baths. You know how to get yourself back into the best state possible. We got to get away from the things that drain us, especially as women. Women cannot stay in prolonged situations where they're drained. They become no good to everybody. And men, I would suggest that they'll be the same thing. Men burn out. That's why when men can't come home to peace, they don't know what to do. They'll unravel internally because they have nowhere to go to be safe. That's their safety. Thank you, love.
that you know what you're supposed to do, but you don't do it. So you know the relationship is bad, but you don't take steps to be more yourself and then see how your partner responds, because they probably won't respond very well. So you are split from yourself and you start to get uncomfortable and you suffer more and more and more. The relationship doesn't stay the same suffering, it gets worse.
She broke this whole part down also, how basically, okay, never mind. I didn't know.
And every single person I've dealt with who can't make that break, even if it's a horrible relationship,
Stop.
it's because they still have things they deeply believe. Like I had one woman who was in a terrible relationship and she kept saying, quitters never win, I can't quit. And I would be like,
now, how many times have that happened to you? Has that ever happened to you where you're in a bad relationship and you're like, I can't quit. I got too much in now, and quitters never win and winners never quit.
are you sure? Like people who quit smoking, is that bad? People who quit,
Quitting smoking is bad. I mean, it's a good thing.
beating people up, is that bad? She was like, no, I've been
Quitting bad things is a good thing. Quitting bad things is a good thing. If there's anything you should quit, is a bad thing. If it's anything, and then she said, this is what she said. She said, a lot of times the people that push you to do something in a life that you cannot stand are usually a spouse or your family members, because they loved you more when you did that, when you made life easier for them. There's some things I had to walk away from because it was not good for me. It would have been good for a family member that I did what they wanted me to do. It would have been good for the person that I was with to stay with them because they were happy and I was not. But when you really start listening to your inner voice and realize I do matter, what I feel and know and want for myself is important. It's important to me to be able to decide what my life is going to look like, what it's going to be. And only I really know, by following my gut feeling, by following my intuition, by following the little small still voice and God's voice. That's how I know I'm on the right path. And guess what? You're going to see happiness. You're going to see success. You're going to see joy. You're going to have a really good life. Because this woman, she was in a life where she was supposed to be like with doctors and philosophers, like college professors and stuff like that. And people say, I think it was like Harvard professors or whatever. They told her that she would throw her life away if she had this baby who had cerebral palsy. And she said, they were right. I did throw my life away, but I threw away a life I didn't even want. When I really got to know what it was, I didn't even want that life. And she said, I threw a life that I didn't make me happy, and then I got a life that made me really happy. So that she had her baby, she knew that she could have had an abortion, but she didn't. And she said it made her really happy to have all of her family. Ladies, we got to be careful to know what's going to make us happy. Don't allow people to pressure you to do things that you know are not going to be good for you. And if they drop off like a fly, then let them drop off. But do what you know is right for you. Do what you really know is right for you. Act the way you really know is right for you. And then tweak it along the way. And if there's some bad behavior, go back to some things in your past. Why would you think this is okay? That's the only thing I would think that this formula will go wrong. Now, if you think being ratchet all the time, like, now you kind of lost me. But I'm talking about, something is the right thing to do, not something that you say, well, what's wrong with that? As soon as you're saying what's wrong with that, the fact that you ask them what's wrong with that, something wrong with that, okay? But I'm talking about when you really are saying, like, this is a good thing for my life. I remember somebody, they try to tell me that, oh, if you become a cosmetologist, you're not going to college and this and that and the third. I'm like, it's a free program in my high school. Why would y'all stop me? That's when I made my first decision for myself. I said, I don't care what y'all tell me. Like, if my school say I can go, I'm gonna go. Can y'all sign this paper or not? Or should I forge your signature? What's it gonna be? It's my life. That's when I started making a choice for myself. I wish I would have kept that decision making. But I went to college. I was like, okay, if I promise you I'll go to college, can I go to this thing? Because it was important to me. It taught me how to get licenses. It taught me how to do the program. Finish it, okay? Finish the program. There was a lot of girls that dropped out. They started, they dropped out, they quit. They never used it. I got to use my license. I got to see what it was like to finish something. And then I finished college. And then I finished other things. And I finished licenses. So now when I say I'm getting a license, baby girl, I'm getting a license. By the way, congratulations to us. We are now licensed in Maryland. Yay! If you want to buy a house from us in Maryland or Delaware or Pennsylvania or New Jersey, let us know, okay? Hit us up, 267-259-4639. Just send us a text. Alrighty. Let's keep going.
I'm taught never to quit. I've been taught never to quit. The phrase never quit. It's not true, because sometimes it's bad to quit, but sometimes it's good to quit. So that was a lie when it came to her relationship, and we had to go in and find out why she...
Guys, whether it's money, whether it's relationships, whether it's buying a home, fixing your credit, there are some lies that's in here. That's how I know she's telling the truth, because I tell y'all this story all the time. I was sitting here like trying to figure out, why, God, am I not selling real estate? Why? What is going on? What is the lie? And God said that you have a lot of things in your mind about it. And he was like, you got a lot of things attacking you because you got a lot of negative mindsets. So I wrote down everything and I prayed about all of those things. The negative mindset. Oh, nobody wants to hear from me. I'm scared to pick up the phone. Nobody wants to buy a home for me. I don't know what I'm doing. All of these things when I was new. And I prayed against them. Hey, don't you know? In a couple months' time, that thing switched. So what I was doing, I was off and running. When I say, I know this happened in December. By March, I had my biggest month in real estate. Let's move on.
Clung to it so tightly, and it was because it was her parents. It's sort of like therapy. Often you end up finding out where those beliefs came from, and then you say, but are they true?
Are they
To
true?
my body, heart, and soul? And that's how you go through the inferno. And she finally realized, no, that's not true in this case. But there were all these other little beliefs. You know, a good mother never leaves. A woman should do what her husband says. Blah 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 blah.
A good mother never leaves. A good mother never leaves. All right, there's a couple beliefs in my lifetime that if I would have changed my thinking, I would have put myself in better positions. For example, I thought I wasn't going to be a good mother if I went to work overnight. and support my daycare, which is probably, if I did that, then I wouldn't have gotten behind in it. So I had to say, you know what, Ruth, you can't be like who is really like, oh my gosh, today you're not a good mother, today you're a bad mother, today this and then the third. There's been scenarios where I was like, listen, I had to put me first, and then I had to go back and get them. There's going to be scenarios like that you're going to have to make a hard call and not believe the lies in your head. And your kids are going to be like, yo, you an excellent mother. What you talking about, right? But despite that, despite what people try to tell me, I believe my mama, because I seen her up front go through the gauntlet for me. That part.
On and on and on. And we had to go through the inferno and break every single little chain of belief that was holding her in a lie. And then she was ready to leave, and she did.
Yo, do you know how deep that is? She said every little chain, every link, okay? Every link. This is just one lie. The reason why you don't have no money is one lie. Rich people are evil. I don't want to be evil. You got to break that one. I can't save money. Break that one. I don't know how to invest. Break that one. Break that one. Next thing you know, you're free. You're free from the chains of poverty. There's no good men out there. Break that one. There's no good women out there. Break that one. There, everybody cheats. Break that one. Nobody's gonna accept me with my children. Break that one. I don't have the best body. Break that one. I don't know what I'm doing. Break that one. I don't think I'm ready. Break that one. I don't think marriage is for me. Break that one. And then you're free from the chains of unhappy singleness, or the fact that you think you can't ever get into a good relationship. But some people are happy single. Oh, baby, believe me. Indeed. Some people are very happy single. And applaud to you. But there's some people that are trying their darndest to be in a relationship, to be married, and they just can't quite get it. But it's the negative mindset. Okay? It's that lack mindset. There's no good men out there mindset. Break those chains. So I love, people mock me. Break those chains. Say hi to everybody. Break those chains. Break those chains. See me, I done gave up on this boy here. I was like, child, he just gonna have to be like this. He gonna have to have he gonna have that blue ivy moment, okay? Don't show everybody your diaper. Don't do that. You wanna sit?
Sit down.
Sit down. Okay, let's listen to the lady. You wanna listen to the lady? Say hi. I'm Emmanuel. Oh, go back to Kenny. Kenny wants you. Kenny wants you. All right, let's listen.
Even though the kids were there, and the kids said, oh, thank God.
Okay.
That was a horrible marriage, right? So, yeah, it's always about, if you're not moving forward, don't blame yourself. This is not about blaming or shaming. It just means you're split from yourself because you were trying to be good. And you need to find out where that pulled you away from your goal.
This is for my two nice people. If you're nice, you're trying to be so good to people, and you're not, there's a part of dating where it's like, you got to be a savage, right? And then there's a part where you start being yourself. And then there's a part where you're trying to impress somebody and you're being overly nice. Well, the joke's on you, sis. The joke's on you, sir. Well, if you're going to sit here, we just going to do this together, okay? It's all right. Your kids, this is going to come back from vacation soon. You're being overly nice, and it's not you. And it may be to somebody that doesn't deserve it. You see what I'm saying? So now you're out of integrity with yourself. You're wearing a mask. You see what I'm saying? And it's not like that you don't it's not like that's not you. It's a version of you. But when you're not exposing the other sides of you, then there's a problem. Does that make sense? Because you can keep it up. If you want to, you can keep it up. But then you're not getting, see, that's the thing. You're not getting your needs met. It's all about impressing the other person. And you're not getting your needs met. So that means you can't have nothing real. But in a real relationship, y'all get vulnerable and be real with each other. But if you're so busy trying to put a mask on or be a representative or be fake or be too nice, this works. I'm going to do that again. Let him sit on my lap so I can let him walk off on his own. I'm learning. I remember that from my work from home moms. They just let the baby sit there. I'm like, okay, the baby going to go? All right, anyway.
Truth and re-examine that so you can find your truth. And when you have enough of your truth, you act. That's how it works.
It's so important to do that because we do listen to so many other people, and even what you were just saying there.
Skip ahead.
Sticking to, continuing to do it will give you peace, even if you have to start over. And
I love the starting over
thing.
thing. So she said that she had a painting that she did. You want to come back? Okay, come back. Sit down.
Sit down.
Yeah, sit down. Be quiet. You gotta be quiet. Shush. Thank you. So there was a painting that she worked over 100 hours on, and at some point she overdid it. So instead of continuously trying to fix something that is completely ruined, she said at some point I had to start over. But inside she was like, if you're doing something, this happened to me this week. Oh my God, this hit home. This happened to me this week. I was doing something that I knew was going to get me somewhere, right? I was doing, hey gosh, that's why I don't like helping people no more. I quit. Because the same advice I gave somebody else, I was like, Ruth, you're going to have to take that one for you too. And I just used it. I had to stop doing the thing that didn't matter. When it did matter, it helped. It was good. But when I knew it wasn't going to matter anymore, I had to stop and let it go. I said, Ruth, you can go do this thing. It's not going to mean nothing. It's going to cost you a lot of time, and you're not going to make that much money from it. So if you go do this thing, come on, somebody, hit the like button. If you go do this thing, you're going to be wasting time. And before, it was okay. But now my spirit starts stirring up, like, cut it out. And that's when I had to make the pivot. I had to make the change. You have to go, baby. I'm going to have to pop off. Here, I have to pop off. Here. See? Look. Pop off. Pop out? You want to pop off? Okay. I had to pivot. I had to make the change. So, I only threaten him with it. I don't. That's why he laughs at me. It's so funny. That's discipline right there. So I put him in that room when he got time out. All right. So I had to switch and pivot and change what I was doing. And the same thing, I'm glad it happened because my buyer was going to jeopardize her whole situation had I not learned this lesson. You don't do things that are not going to get you nowhere. It's going to have you be a hamster on the wheel, or it's going to be in slow motion. You focus on the thing, the solution that is uncomfortable. Okay, hey, I did my real estate calls this week. Okay, I did my real estate calls this week. I think called the second contact, I got a deal, and then deals start coming in. You get what I'm saying? So when you are in integrity with yourself, you're lying to yourself, saying, "Oh, I don't have to worry about that big thing that I don't want to do because I don't feel like doing it. I'm gonna do easier things." You're out of integrity with yourself. So she's saying when you are listening to yourself and it's time to quit, sometimes you got to start over and you have to scratch the whole thing and start fresh. Sometimes we don't want to do the breakup. Sometimes we don't want to leave the marriage. Sometimes we don't know what's next. And she said, you mourn yesterday. You mourn the misery of yesterday. Oh my gosh, because it was a known. She said, when people come out of jail, they, yeah, I give you the phone. Okay. I give him the phone. He goes, okay, big Bibby time. Bibby time. You got to go over there though. Want to go over there with Bibby? All right. I forgot about that. I need trick. I need to write a list down of all the things. All the things I can do to distract him. Because I'll forget. Right? We don't want to leave the relationship. We don't want to quit the job. We want to stay in the misery. A lot of y'all, and a lot of people with bad credit too, y'all stay in the known misery versus the new. You know you're going to have a breakthrough. You know it's going to be a new house. You know it's going to be good credit. But you rather stay in the place that you don't know because you're like, oh, what do I have to do? Oh, I don't think I want to do that. Oh, I don't think I want to make that change. We don't want to make change. We don't like change. But what I understood with people that make a lot of money, they are quick to make changes. Who was it that said they make snap judgments and they'll shut the whole business down if that's what needs to be done? And a lot of y'all need to be shutting down your business. I was like, oh, he was a millionaire that said that. I think it was Grant Cardone. He said, no, he's multi-millionaire, but he said, he's like, if I want to do something, I just jump in. And then when it's time to get out, I just jump out. It's no debating. It's no, oh, I feel bad. That's how I am. When I noticed things were going downhill, in a second, that's when I said, oh, I'm making this decision now. Oh, this is where we're going with it. Because up until that point, it was all denial playing in your head. No, stay. It's familiar. But when you do it back and forth, you had enough back and forth. And you get to the point where you don't need to do back and forth no more. That's the part I'm loving in this phase of my life. I don't got to do too many more back and forths with you, baby. No, sorry, Bob. If it ain't working, it ain't working. Let's go. And let's cut the time down. I'm all right with that. You see what I'm saying? You got to get to that point.
Will feel like soul murder.
If it's good, say it's good.
Integrity doesn't say you go in a straight line this way forever. It says take this step now. Okay, take this step in the other direction now. And then 3 days later, take a step in a different direction. It's like a stream going through a wood.
There's no straight line.
It's not culture. It doesn't go in straight lines. It moves like nature.
And that's why a lot of people won't start their own business because they think that they're supposed to shoot up to the million in year one. And it's going to be something. Year one is going to be this, and year two is going to be this, and it's going to go up and down until you get all the skills together. And you put all the energy and effort, and you actually hit it and make it happen. That's how it's going to go. It's going to be a squiggly line. And that's okay. That's part of the journey. But nobody wants that part of the journey. Same way with weight loss and same way with relationships. But when you start to win in life, oh my gosh. When you start to win in life, I ain't got to do motivational videos. I got it in. I'm gonna wrap it all in this. When you start to win in life, you realize that everything's a journey. And how you won one way could be the same strategy on how you win the other way. How you won in business is the way how you're gonna win in relationships. Oh, you thought you was not gonna take no L's. Oh, all right. Oh, you thought that guy wasn't gonna play you. Oh, all right. Oh, you thought that girl was not gonna run away with your money. Oh, all right. It's going to happen. Oh, you thought that one person wasn't gonna cheat on you. Oh, all right. We all have it happen to us. It's just part of the journey nowadays. If you feel like you too good and you about to skip past, every time we feel like we about to skip past, honey, we about to fall deeper. Hey! When I thought I was about to really like, oh snap, I'm about to skip all of these steps. Every time, that was always shenanigans waiting to happen. Every time. So what do I do now? I take that slow road. I go through that process. I lick my wounds. And I say, let's go. Taste some, like the blood, taste the blood in my mouth. Let's go. That was a good one. That was a good one. I'm ready. I'm going to get ready for the next fight, the next battle. I might have to rest this time. Right after this, I'm going to have to rest. Right after this, I'm going to eat my Wheaties. Right after this, I'm going to go like Rocky and put them raw eggs in that joint, right? Get myself ready back for the next battle, for the next fight. But I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be fresh for the next one. I took my L, but I'm going to be ready for the next one because I'm walking in my integrity. I know I did my best. And whatever I fell short on, I genuinely fell short on. I was authentically falling short. But when I tweak those things, oh, you gonna wish. Okay, move on.
Maybe something new for you to do that makes your life as true as it can be.
Yeah, that's so true. I love
She said
that.
Oprah
And then
called
just
her.
posi-
This is how deep she got with her integrity. Oprah called her and said they wanted to do a show. They also called 19 people. And she's the only one that said, I'm going skiing. I'm sorry, but I'm going skiing. Kept her integrity. I remember somebody asked me on a date. And I don't know when I did the switch up, but I did switch up. But I was like, oh no. They knew ahead of time they wanted to ask me to go out, but they waited till the last minute and they was like, oh, you want to go for drinks? And I was like, I'm going to the gym. Because that's what I had planned today. I'm not changing and switching up for nobody. And that's you know what I mean? And guess what? It worked out. Now I got out of integrity because I started making it more convenient. But if I would have just stayed with whatever I had to do that time, I don't think I ever like really went out of my way. But I stopped moving things around for people and let them move around me. I don't care how much you love that person. When they're behind your back, how would you treat them if they were talking behind your back about something? This literally happened to me this week. Somebody was talking to me about me behind my back and they needed something. And me, I'm the type of person, I will clear my schedule for you. I just everybody for everything all the time. I just try to make it work for you. I try to do things that everybody's convenience. And I had to stop. I had to say, you know what? That's not going to work for me. And you know what's so crazy? It'd be right when you about to get that good work in that you've been waiting months to get here. That's why you got to be careful. And guess what? That person figured it out. They worked around my schedule and they came at a better time. And everything was great. I had to learn how to move in integrity, make my actions match what's in my heart. If it's in your heart, and if you saying like, that's the action that you need to take. Your action need to be It don't need to be like, okay, go ho, happy all the time. No. If you're feeling unsure, then your action need to be feeling unsure. If you're certain about something, then your action need to be certain about something. I ain't gonna be the dead horse. But she had a good strategy.
Everything, it's kind of like I find that you put things on its head where it's, like what we were just talking about. But then one thing that
sometimes you got to start over.
Into the 1 degree turn that you were talking about. It's right. So powerful. Yeah. And your analogy just like locks everything together. So if you can break that down.
Yeah. The whole idea of coaching is often, motivated and set big goals and strive for them. But I had this very different, I never thought I would be a coach. I was going to be a sociology professor.
Okay, I'm going to break this last one to you down. So, she said, and this is the last one, we'll be wrapping it up. She said, the last thing that you did and you broke your integrity. Because integrity is you lying to yourself, saying that something, stop lying to yourself and let your words match what you really believe. Okay. You know how to turn the volume up? I'm done. You can hear them. So she ate this, was it cheesecake? It wasn't cheesecake, but let's just say it was cheesecake because my example would have been cheesecake. So she said, let's walk the cat backwards. So she said, when you ate the cheesecake, what were you thinking? Okay, so long story short, she was anxious. She was excited because her mother-in-law was coming. Then they walked it backwards and said, what was you feeling before that? I was feeling anxious because I wanted everything to be perfect. She said, okay, what happened before that? Well, she said, why are you feeling anxious about why do things have to go perfectly? And she said, because I don't know how long I have her. So she's worrying about her mother-in-law dying and she wanted to make every moment great. And then she said, what'd she say? Basically like, wouldn't it be better to hug your mother-in-law instead of having that cheesecake or that ice cream, whatever it was? She said, yeah, because she actually is not allergic to it, but she's not supposed to eat it. It'll make her sick. That goes to show you that every time we break our integrity, and she said it's okay to feel anxious. Let yourself feel that, and talk to yourself like anybody would feel that way. Like, have compassion for yourself. Oh, we're getting into some deep stuff. Have compassion for yourself when you fail. Have compassion for yourself when you get your heart broken. Have compassion for yourself when you're trying your best and you just can't seem to get it together. And then you won't feel like you have to take a drink or smoke or eat the cheesecake that you're not supposed to eat, or overdo it, overindulge, because you're medicating yourself. You're medicating, or even TV or the internet, or social media. You said you was gonna back off of it, or you're bored, or you don't have your purpose, so you sit on social media all day, and you know what I mean. You're not growing, so you're out of integrity. Not having a purpose makes you feel like you're out of integrity. So if we stay in our integrity, if we continue to tell ourselves the truth and stay away from lying. She said she spent a whole year not lying. I used to be like that. I'm not saying I'm a liar, but I might withhold the truth when something needs to be said and whatever. Like, I'm not going to hurt that person's feelings, but I'm not going to lie to you. And I had that moment where I was like, I could really lie to this person and tell them X, Y, and Z. And I just instead said nothing. But I remember it was nothing in the world that was going to make me lie like that. And she said all her health came back. Her life came back. And it's just like, I don't want to lie to myself. I feel like that's why we need to work on the most is not lying to yourself. And when you can be in integrity with yourself, you can stand up and be like, you can really look yourself in the eye and say, girl, you did that, or dude, you did that. Like, you are the man, for real. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. I see it. And really be proud of yourself. And when you're proud of yourself, then you can lead people. You can stay in integrity. A lot of times, I must admit, as much as I say, y'all got to get y'all credit together, sometimes group credit got to get pushed back up. Okay. I'm telling the truth. Right. And it makes, think about it. If I know I fell off, right, then how am I really going to go out there and promote it the best way possible? You see how one thing affects the other? Can't really do it. You're going to feel that's what you're going to shrink back from. I got you in the morning, princess. That's what you shrink back from. You shrink back from those responsibilities. You shrink back from promoting it all crazy because you know you got to stay back on. I got to go back on. Just like back in the day, I used to hop off of YouTube or doing videos, and now I'm back on. It's not like if I'm not I was like, can I just pass today, right? And I was like, nope, you got to do it. Yesterday was a horrible day to get online. When I say I was feeling sick from head to toe, but I had to stick with what I said I was going to do. And it's not to pat myself in the back. It's stuff like I'm going to pat myself in the back right here. Go ahead, girl. You did that. I was trying to put 72 episodes out. And I'm on episode 167. That means I started at 99. That means 98, 99. No, sorry, 98, 99, 100. 67. That means I got 2 more episodes and I hit my goal of my first 72. Okay? That's phase 1 for me. That is phase 1. Okay? So now I'm going to start to see a shift in my world because I'm being congruent and I'm staying in my integrity. Right? And doing the things I said I'm going to do. It makes me look stronger out there when I say, they're like, well, damn, she worked hard on this relationship show every day. Now, some people take it negatively. Oh, she doing relationship show. She's not selling real estate. She's still selling real estate. She's still so real estate is my bread and butter, right? But I can't show y'all every phone call that I make, every closing, and I don't even be remembering. I'm like, this is Friday. Like, I don't remember to post everybody. I'm like, oh yeah. And it's sometimes I have some people pictures on my phone and I never posted them. It ain't that deep. I'm not a showboat type of person. But apparently, if you don't show it on social media, they think you. Everybody don't think like that. A lot of people just be like, "Oh, get you off naturally busy." My point is, I had to be in alignment with what I said I was going to do. I'm sorry, girl. What's going on? I remember every year I used to say I want to get 100,000 subscribers. 100,000 subscribers was always on the list. It was 10,000, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. But now I am the closest to that goal than ever. And I'm proud of myself for that. And every year I felt bad. Like, girl, you did absolutely nothing in YouTube this year. You didn't do a good job at all. But this year, even if I walked away, like literally we in July, that means I did most of the year, 7 out of 12. Well, not 7, but 6 months into this year. Oh wait, how long have I been on YouTube? It's only been like, I think I started in March. I wasn't even putting everything on YouTube. Hence why we only got 72 and we're at 167. The first 100 was on Facebook. So, but I elevated. I got better. And I did, like, me simulcasting was something I wanted to do, but I wasn't in integrity with myself. I didn't do that extra thing. I didn't learn a new skill. It pushed me back 100 episodes, y'all. 100 episodes. It pushed me back 100 episodes. I'm not saying I did them for nothing. I became a better person. I grew my audience. I got my, how I do the show together. But baby, that all could have counted if I would have just got into integrity with myself and said, I know you don't like learning something new, but you have to try that program. You have to do that thing. I did it on the phone so long. The phone was kind of messing up. And this whole time I could have did it on something else. I could have, like, I'm the person, like, if I stick with something, I lock in. And sometimes you got to quit, like she said. Some things you got to quit. And you got to be like, you know what? I'm going to quit being on this lower level. And I'm going to start acting like I am part of this bigger level. When I started, I wasn't an expert. But I can hang with the big time people now. You know what I mean? I ain't going to know everything. But I know from art what affects our community. And when it comes to Black community and relationships, everybody could be a relationship expert all day. But to be an expert on both. All right. That's what I'm saying today. I love this show. I love how we learn and grow and become better. Yes, it's you got to take some time, get some popcorn, eat some food, drink some coffee, whatever you got to do, drink some wine while you watch the show. But let me tell you, there's some things I learned on the way. Why do my voice go like that? Sometimes, like, I learned about myself a lot too. I learned about myself. I'm like, why do I do that? Oh my gosh. Like, people be picking out what I do. And I'm just like, oh, I didn't know that. Thanks. Okay. Like the da-da-da-da thing. I was like, oh yeah, I do that, huh? So, and I just thought it was like 3 things that's about me. Because me, I'm the type of person, if you're my friend, I'm going to start saying your little sayings. I'm gonna start saying your little saying. You're like, oh, I didn't know I did that, Ruth. Thanks for like being a parrot. I'm like, this is my thing that I like to do, right? So to know that it was like 50 things, I was like, oh wow, I learned about myself a lot. But anyway, truth and lies. I'm gonna start telling myself the truth, and start being real, more real with myself than ever, and that's gonna help me on my journey. And stay away from the lies. And I know that it's going to produce great results, because sometimes we like, okay, I don't think like that no more. I added this part, I did, and then when you get to the core of the matter is you, when it's all on you now you got something. you really changing something. Thank you so much for watching the Ruth and Relationship Show. Oh, thank you. Join us next time, Monday through Friday. Summer hours is 8 p.m. And we'll see what we're going to do in the fall. But thank you so much for watching Ruth and Relationship. Ruth and Relationship. Tell me, can you handle it? It's the Ruth and Relationship Show. Bye-bye. I bless your dating life, your married life, and your children. Bye, guys.